Hey everyone, so today we're diving into what's basically a blueprint for the future of education. It's all about a new way of thinking, a way to get our students ready for a world that, let's be honest, is changing like crazy.
And really, everything we're going to talk about, it all comes down to this one super important question. We're seeing a massive shift, right? It's not just about what we teach anymore. It's about how we teach and maybe even more importantly, why we're teaching it. You could say this question is really the engine driving this whole new framework.
Okay, so first up, let's zoom out a bit and look at the big picture. Why does any of this even matter? It's so important to get the urgency here because we're not talking about just making a few small tweaks. This is a complete rethink of what we're even trying to achieve with education. And this quote, it just nails it. This isn't about jumping on the latest bandwagon or chasing some new tech trend. The real goal here is to build something that's actually gonna last. A system that's resilient, One that's fair, adaptable, and genuinely innovative.
All right, so with that vision setting the stage, let's get into the foundation of this blueprint. Think of these as the core principles, the pillars that hold the entire thing up. These are the absolute non-negotiables for any classroom that wants to be future-ready.
And it all starts with skills. You've probably heard of the 4 C's: collaboration, communication, creativity, and critical thinking. They've been around for a while. But look at this crucial modern twist: AI fluency. And this is so key. It's not just about knowing how to use an AI tool. It's about learning to partner with AI to solve complex problems, to create things in ways we couldn't before. This is the new toolkit every student needs, period.
Now these other pillars, they're not just a random list. They're all designed to work together. So you've got equity-centered design, which makes sure fairness is baked in from the very beginning. Then there's student agency, which is all about giving kids more choice and control over their own learning. Authentic belonging? That's about creating a classroom where every single student feels safe and included. And when you mix in different subjects and use tech as a real thinking partner, well, learning starts to feel a lot less like school and a lot more like the messy, interconnected world we actually live in.
Okay, the theory sounds great, right? But the big question is, what does this actually look like day to day? Let's step inside the classroom and see how all these big ideas actually come to life.
One of the most powerful ways to do this is through project-based learning. So instead of the old memorize and regurgitate for a test, students get to sink their teeth into real questions, real challenges, and they work on them for a while. They're not just passively learning, they're actively doing something, creating something, and making something that actually feels meaningful.
And to make sure this isn't just chaos, there's a really neat structure called the 5E learning cycle. Think of it as a roadmap. You start by getting students engaged, sparking their curiosity. Then they get to explore and investigate. After that, they explain what they found, apply it in new ways, and finally evaluate and reflect on the whole process. This is what turns a fun activity into a powerful learning journey that really sticks.
And this is where the rubber really meets the road. You can see the direct line from the big philosophy to the practical tools. Take a big idea like universal design for learning, which is really just about making sure everyone can access the lesson. How do you do that? With something as simple as a choice board, or making education more culturally responsive. That becomes real when you have printable guides that bring in diverse voices. It's all about connecting the why with the how, having the right tool for the right job.
Okay, so we've talked about the vision, the why, and we've looked at the methods, the how. But now let's get to what's arguably the most important part, the results. If we do all this, what do we actually build? What are the outcomes?
Well, outcome number 1, and this is the big one, is about our students. The absolute main goal is to send them out into the world with skills that are truly adaptable. We're not just preparing them for their first job, we're preparing them for a lifetime of change, both in their careers and as active, engaged members of society.
But, this kind of change doesn't happen without empowered teachers. That's the second outcome. This blueprint is designed to give educators the confidence and the tools they need to be more than just curriculum deliverers. It empowers them to be designers, to remix and adapt what they're teaching, and to become leaders of change in their own schools.
And that brings us to something so crucial: sustainable innovation. I'm sure you've heard of pilot fatigue, that thing where schools try a new idea, it lasts for a year, and then poof, it's gone. This blueprint is the antidote to that. It's built for strategic, long-term change that can scale across an entire system, not just flicker out in a handful of classrooms.
And finally, the fourth outcome is all about connection. This model is designed to literally break down the classroom walls. It's about connecting students to the world outside, to local businesses, to global networks, to mentors and experts.
That's what makes learning real. That's what makes it authentic.
So, that really brings us to our final thought. The blueprint is here. The principles make sense. The tools are ready to go. The only question left is the one right in front of you. Who is going to build it?